I am not buying this dip. Hey everyone, that was the headline of a note by Goldman Sachs' flow of funds guru, Scott Rubner, earlier today. He also said that hedging was gaining traction. So today we're going to look at hedging, specifically a couple of the Magnificent Seven stocks that are reporting next week. We've got four of them: Microsoft, Meta, Apple, and Amazon. Before we do, just a quick note. This article is a Zero Hedge Premium article. If you're not currently subscribed to Zero Hedge Premium, consider subscribing. They've got some good content, including this note. So the first thing we're going to do is open up the Portfolio on our iPhone app, which, incidentally, we just uploaded a new version of this yesterday, and to celebrate, we've lowered the price to $4.99 from $79.99 for the duration of this week. In the description of this video, you can find a link where you can download it. Now, let's go ahead and see how this works. We'll type in the symbol for Microsoft. Whoops, MSFT. And we'll type in a number of shares. Let's say we have 500. And the next field is asking for a threshold. And what that means is the maximum decline we're willing to risk. So let's say we're willing to risk a 5% decline, but nothing more than that. And then we pick time to expiration. We'll pick August 2nd, which takes us past next week's earnings release. And we see an optimal puts to hedge Microsoft against a greater than 5% decline, and the cost here is $3,500 or 1.63% of position value. That cost is calculated conservatively using the ask price of the puts. In real life, you can often buy options at some price between the bid and ask, so your actual cost would be lower. But let's see if we can lower it further by turning this into an optimal collar, and we do that by scanning for adding a cap. If we're willing to cap our potential upside, we can potentially lower the cost of the hedge using an optimal collar. So here, let's try 3%. And now we're getting paid to hedge. $325 is the net credit we would get hedging Microsoft this way. Now Meta is a bit more volatile, so let's see what it looks like trying these approaches with Meta. So first we'll scan for an optimal put, and no optimal put is available because the cost of hedging against a greater than 5% decline for Meta next week is itself more than 5%. So we can try capping it at 5%. And now we get an optimal collar, and the cost is negative. We would get a net credit of $6,700 or 2.91% of position value to hedge Meta against a greater than 5% decline if we're willing to cap it at 5%. We can actually try raising that cap to give us more upside potential. And now we use an 8% cap, and we're still getting paid to hedge, this time $1,725. Again, that's calculated conservatively using the ask price of the puts and the bid price of the calls. In practice, we'd probably get a net credit larger than that. So this is something to consider if you're long Magnificent Seven stocks, you're concerned about the correction, and you want to limit your downside risk. Again, check the description of the video. We'll have a link where you can download this. Thanks and good luck.